But today we are going to start out the show. Donald Trump is in more controversy with our military, and this continues to happen over and over and over again. And there have been almost too many instances now to where it is quite obvious that he does not respect the military the way he wants everybody to believe that he respects them. He just doesn't. He uses them as a prop, basically, because he knows that this is the stance that you have to take being on the Republican side, that you are this patriot, that you love our military. Donald Trump absolutely does not love the military. He does not care about them. In fact, in some respects, he's sickened by them. But let's get to the story that just happened. The Trump campaign, of course, he was at the Arlington National Cemetery the other day, basically as a photo op, and not because he cared about the military. He knows he's already getting a lot of heat from people in the military from what he said last week about the Congressional Medal of Honor being the same as getting the Congressional Medal of Freedom. And so, I mean, I don't know how many more times we've got to go through this nonsense with this guy, but so anyway, he was at the Arlington National Cemetery, and there a scuffle ensued, and he basically his team pushed through an employee there who was a female after she was trying to stop them because it is illegal to take pictures at the cemetery site. For any political reasons. So, but the Trump campaign tells Axios, this is a report from Axios, it's weighing options as to whether or not to release the footage of an altercation with Arlington National Cemetery officials. Why would you not release the footage if everything exonerates you? I mean, and we all know Donald Trump and we know this team. It would have already been out by now had it exonerated him. But the fact that they are not releasing this footage is telling. I mean, they were at fault. The cemetery is sacred ground for hundreds of thousands of American families. A cemetery worker confronted the president's team on Monday to enforce rules against using settings for political purposes. These are the events that have followed since. An Army spokesman confirmed in a statement Thursday that an employee was abruptly pushed aside when trying to ensure adherence to the site's rules. And this is what they posted, or a part of what they posted. Participants in the August 26th ceremony and the subsequent Section 60 visit were made aware of federal laws, Army regulations, and DoD policies, which clearly prohibit political activities on cemetery grounds. The spokesperson also added that the incident was unfortunate, and it is also unfortunate that the ANC employee and her professionalism has been unfairly attacked. Apparently, they have come out and said that she had some sort of mental issues, and that's what sparked this whole thing. The statement also confirmed the employee decided not to press charges, adding that the matter is now closed. Reports are also that she did not want to press charges because she's afraid of the pushback and the retaliation that she would get from these MAGA nuts. Cemetery officials told Trump's team that he could come in with his personal capacity and bring personal aides, but not campaign staff. The cemetery employee tried to enforce the rules and provided to her, enforce the rules as provided to her by blocking Trump's team from bringing cameras to the graves of U.S. service members killed in recent years. A larger male campaign aide insisted the camera was allowed and pushed past the cemetery employee, leaving her shocked. The cemetery worker also confronted Trump's aides, won't press charges because she fears pursuing the matter could subject her to retaliation from Trump supporters. The Trump campaign says that it did have permission from for a photographer, and a cemetery spokesman tells Axios that federal law prohibits political campaign or election-related activities within the Army, national military cemeteries. to include photographers. So again, we kind of mentioned this on our last show on Tuesday night, that there's enough evidence now that Donald Trump does not respect the military. We had, just before he was even elected as president, he disparaged the service of John McCain. John McCain was a war hero in this country, and he said he likes his war heroes that weren't captured. And then you have military people that voted for him subsequent to that comment. And that, I mean, I can't figure out why you could be so disparaging toward somebody who gave their life up for this country and said he's not a hero because he got captured. That is beyond the pale of disgusting. You remember he also got into the fight with the Khan family. He was battling back and forth with them about the service of their son that passed away. It's also confirmed by the general that worked in his administration, John Kelly, that he called service people and military people suckers and losers. He's questioned, why would they ever go into this? What's in it for them? And that leads to that to him calling them suckers and losers. He could have gone to a World War I memorial in France. That's basically why he was there. One of the reasons why he was there. And it was raining outside, so he decided he wasn't going to go. And then, of course, we already mentioned how he compared the Congressional Medal of Freedom to a medal that is given to military men and women who sacrifice their lives, sacrifice their bodies for this country, and not only compared it, but also said, in some respects, it's better to get the Congressional Medal of Honor. And you could try to explain to me all day what he really meant, but even if he didn't mean, who says this? Is there not part of you that just goes, yeah, we should have just left that one alone and not even mentioned that at all? So I don't know. I'm hoping, and actually just from what I am seeing on social media, and again, I understand social media is not the end all be all of everything, and it doesn't tell us everything that's going on, because social media certainly can be a fantasy land in many respects. But I do see a lot of people, TikTokers and people on social media, who are not thrilled at all with Donald Trump and what happened here in Arlington and what he said last week about the Congressional Medal of Honor. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see if that plays any effect and if it makes any difference in the election. Right now, things seem to be looking up for Kamala Harris. Everything seems to be rolling. Everything seems to be going in the right direction. We have her first interview will be tonight on CNN at 9:00. So I'll be interested to watch that, and I'm sure we'll have clips of that when that is completed.